Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force here with some more Friday Night Magic. I'm not going to keep this hand, it doesn't look that great. This is better. Today we're going to be playing Golgari. This is a Golgari Walkers deck. I'm going to call this Golgari Walkers because it's a Golgari deck focused on Planeswalkers, and this is a list coming from Hakeem of No Goblins Allowed. You can also find him here on YouTube. I will give you a link in the video description below. Give that guy some support and love. All these people who are coming up with these amazing decks, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it indeed. Okay, so we can just do this, and then we'll do the Elvish Visionary and or the Perilous Myr next turn. So what is this deck? Well, it's Golgari, which means it is black and green. And there's just a lot of focus surrounding the Planeswalkers and their innate strengths. The two Planeswalkers in this deck are going to be Liliana and Nissa, where's also going to be, oh gosh, this is just so amazing. I love this start. We get the card draw. We've got card draw there, board clear there. We just drew a Bone Splinters, which will be good for removal of large creatures. There's gonna be a lot of fun stuff going on here. I'm pretty excited, if you couldn't tell. I'm glad to see we're finally getting some nice, solid-looking decks popping up, and some people coming up with some really, really cool tactics that I'm really excited about. Now we're gonna start with combat phase. I'll go ahead and swing for 2. And I think I'm just going to keep playing Elvish Visionaries to keep getting that card draw to hopefully get some more lands and be able to do my big stuff. The Bitter Revelations is very nice. Okay, so we go ahead and swing for his face. Damage effects go through. And then during the second main phase, let's go ahead and play another Elvish Visionary. This is going to be having our hand sitting pretty full, but what I'm hoping is that we get some lands, just like that. So that's pretty good. Next turn we can play this. Or if we draw an untapped land, we could play it. He's going to play a Talents of the Telepath. Target opponent reveals the top 7 cards of his or library. You may cast an instant sorcery card from a land without paying its mana cost. Looks like he got nothing. Yeah, he got no instant or sorceries, just all lands. And then those 2 creatures. That's hilarious. I love that. I wonder if he's a mill deck, though. That is a concern, I suppose. So there's anything we absolutely want to do for 4? Not necessarily. So we can just play the, well, let's draw a card first. And then we can decide with the, if I want to play an untap or a tap land based off of what we draw. Oh, let's play the untapped land because we can get this in play right now. It is so good that I waited because Evolutionary Leap is like a game winner. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're going to swing for 2. And let's talk about Evolutionary Leap here. It's an enchantment, costs 2. I can tap a green, sacrifice a creature, and then reveal the top cards of my library until I reveal a creature card, put that card into my hand, and then the rest on the bottom of my library. Now, why that card is so good is because it just basically lets me fetch through really quickly to get my Planeswalkers in play, or to get some of my big beat creatures in play. So he's going to play this, enter the battlefield, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. If this creature dies, exile it instead. Okay, I see. I see. All right, so what are we gonna do here? We could do this and then sacrifice it to pop his 3/2, and I think that's actually what I will do. So we're gonna go ahead and do this, and then I'm gonna sacrifice it, and okay. Gonna sacrifice it, use the 2 damage to kill his 3/2, so now he no longer has a blocking creature. And then we get to use the evolutionary effect, which is gonna get us a Fleshbag Marauder, all right. No Planeswalker this time, unfortunately. And with that... Oh, that was weird. Took forever. With that, I think we will just play the tap land. Well, let's attack first. Let's go ahead and attack for 3. So it's going to bring him down to 14. And, yeah, we'll just play the tap land. If I do the Evolutionary Leap again, it'll be at the end of his turn. And there's nothing I want to do for 2. So we'll just go ahead and play the tap land right here, and then we'll pass the turn. And I probably will do the Evolutionary Leap. I want to do this as many times as possible, especially with my small creatures. This way I get more likely to pull into, again, my Planeswalkers or whatever. And he's going to do the talent effect again, digging for an instant or sorcery. Looks like he gets Reef Soul he's going to be able to use. I think that was the only thing anyways. If he chooses to use it, whatever he targets, we're going to sacrifice for Evolutionary Leap, so no big deal. Did we lose any big creatures? I don't think so. Okay, so he's going to cast it. And in response, we're just going to sacrifice that creature. I was gonna do this anyways to dig with Evolutionary Leap, and there it is. There's our first Planeswalker, baby. All right, how many lands does she need to trigger? 7 or more. We won't have enough, so I don't know that I want to play her right now, because we won't have that 7 lands. So I actually don't think we want to play her right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and Bitter Revelations. Actually, I'd like to do that. Let's keep this, and I don't know that I need to actually keep the... let's keep a Reef Soul, actually. Yeah, let's keep a Reef Soul. Okay. Then I'm going to play this. I'm going to play the Visionary to draw a card. Which, unfortunately, we're going to have to discard one anyways. We're going to swing for 2. But next turn, Nissa will come into play. And we'll be able to trigger her right away, which is what we want to do. I really don't think I want to leave her sitting out. So, all right, so we gotta get rid of a card here. I think based on what I've seen from him, I guess getting rid of the Reef Soul is probably a fine choice. Because I don't expect small creatures. If he plays single creatures, we'll be able to get rid of them anyways. Enters the battlefield, you may look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Okay. Now, put target creature card from my graveyard into the battlefield under your control. Okay. So, I think I'll be able to... Enters the battlefield, draw a card, and discard a card. That's fine. I'm not concerned about any of that, actually. I was thinking about, like, forcing him to sack things and all this stuff, but I don't know that I need to even do that. Ooh, there is also Liliana. Oh, can we trigger both of them? Yes, we can. Alright, so we're going to play Nissa. We are going to then search our life. Oh, yes, we can do that, actually. That's beautiful. We will then play Liliana. Because we got a forest, we'll be able to do this. If it doesn't trigger by itself anyways. We're going to play the forest. That's going to exile her. Okay, it doesn't count as a death, but it doesn't matter. Now we can use an effect. Put the top card of your... Put the top card of your library, reveal if it's a land, put it in the battlefield, otherwise put it into your hand. We could also make creatures things. Let's go ahead and use the plus effect there, reveal a top card, see what it is. It's a land. Beautiful. So we get that in play. And then I'm actually going to go ahead and sacrifice one of my 1/1s. Actually, we can wait till we attack. So let's go ahead and attack first. And then whatever he blocks, we can sacrifice. That's fine. We also have the Bone Splinters we can do. Okay. So let's go ahead and attack. Whatever he blocks with this 3/3, we can just sacrifice. And that's going to flip Liliana now. This is amazing. I'm actually getting to use all of these effects. Okay, so he's going to block both. I'm going to sacrifice the 1/1 that won't kill one of his creatures. And that's going to flip Liliana. This game, this is hilarious. We also get to reveal, we get the Reclamation Sage. Beautiful. I can also force him to sacrifice his creature with Bone Splinters. And I think I'm going to do that. First things first, though, let's have each player discard a card with Liliana's effect. Let's just discard this land, I guess. No big deal. He's forced to discard the only card that's in his hand. It is a swamp. And let's go ahead and toss Bone Splinters down, getting rid of his 3/3. We're going to sacrifice our 1/1. Look at this. We have got 2 Planeswalkers in play, a nice full hand. Now, we are down to 19 cards, but he's got nothing. He's got nothing going on for him right now. This is amazing. Okay. Let's go ahead and reveal, see what it is. It's perilous, so it's not going to trigger the thing. It goes into our hand. Let's go ahead and we can play a few of these things. Do we want to fetch anything back with the Gravedigger? Any one of these creatures necessarily something that I want? No, not really. Not right now. All right, well, I guess first we'll just go ahead and attack him. We'll attack him for 2. Okay. We will play the Perilous. We will play the Gate Creeper. So Gate Creeper to let us get a land. Let's get another forest, I guess. It really doesn't matter. We could just get our gate, actually. Let's get our gate. We will play our gate. We will play the Perilous. And I will not play anything else. I'm going to save my mana to do that stuff. We're going to go ahead and have each player discard a card. He's got nothing to discard. We will discard our Flesh Bag. And that's going to put her up to 7 counters. So she's getting close to being able to trigger the emblem effect. The minus effect is really what makes these planeswalkers super strong. Her minus effect turns 6 lands into 6/6 elemental creatures. That's amazing. Our sorcery is Bitter Revelation. I don't really need to do that right now. I guess the first thing first is let's force him to discard a card. The card that he held on to is going bye-bye, and I will get rid of my Languish, actually. And he will get rid of the 1 card that he has. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's the 1 card that he had. Can't do that. Let's go ahead and reveal a top card, see if it's a land. If it is, we get to drop it in. Okay, so it's a land, we get to drop it in play. Let's then go ahead and hit our opponent for the 2/3 damage. Just like that. And then I guess we could do some sacrificing here. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and sacrifice him. Okay, deal 2 damage to our opponent. And then go ahead and fetch through for a creature. And we're gonna get the, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that is a good creature to get. The Woodland Bellower. We're gonna drop him right into play. Woodland Bellower comes into play. Search our library for a creature with 3 or less and drop it in play. That's gonna be our gate. Now we're running out of land. We're running out of cards though. This is actually really dangerous. Hilariously enough, we're running out of cards in our deck. It's not good. And then he's at 4. I don't think we could win right now anyway, so we'll go ahead and just pass the turn over. I think he might be thinking that he can still win because he's got mill effects. Whenever permanent owned by another player put in the graveyard, okay, that's fine. We'll just force him to get rid of that. Piece of cake. Go ahead and play our, well, let's actually go ahead first and do this. This is very unnecessary. We're gonna do the -8 to get the emblem. We're gonna do the +1 to reveal a card. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and play the Fleshbag Marauder, discarding our land, sacrificing our O2 wall, forcing him to sacrifice his 1 creature, which is the 6/6. And the best part is they both come back with the emblem under my control. But we're not even gonna get to see that in effect because we just win the game right now. Oh yes, of course. We win the game right now by swinging for 8. That is a good first match, I'd say. Good old chum pal. Look at that. I think these techie decks are just so damn fun because I know like the turns take forever. I'm not gonna, it's kind of crazy, but they're just they're so fun. They're so fun. We'll go ahead and keep this hand. I don't mind this so much. We got the Elvish Visionary. We got the Bitter Revelation if we end up having a hard time and not getting cards that we want. So I think that's pretty good. We're gonna play the Visionary first, I believe. Yeah, play the Visionary first. There's a Fleshbag Marauder, that's good. So let's go ahead and drop the Visionary in play. And these guys are, this card is so good. Yeah, honestly, that 2 damage, that like built-in shock is hilarious. There's a Reef Soul, so if he comes out with any early game, we can pop that away. Running 4 Reef Souls in the deck, which I think absolutely works, because it helps stave off any early aggro decks. It just helps deal with them, like plain and simple, you know? Which I really like. And Perilous also really, really good in conjunction with like the Fleshbag Marauder, for example. In fact, I think we'll set that up. Well, let's attack him for 1 first. Okay. So we'll attack for 1 first. And he does choose to block. I am fine with that. I am A-okay with that. And then we're gonna play the Guild Gate and the Perilous. I can't believe he chose to block that. I figured he would keep this alive because it's got that nice little effect to it, but I guess not. And if he wants to trade early minions, I am okay with that. We've got our Languish too, which given that he's probably running an elf deck, Languish is gonna be quite possibly just a game winner. Look at how sick that art is, too. That is beautiful. There's a Reclamation Sage. And, ooh, he chooses to kill that, and we just kill his thing in response. So he's coming out swinging here. But I don't mind losing, I really don't mind losing early game stuff. So here's Shadows of the Past. 2 lands. Whenever a creature dies, scry 1. And then I can tap 5. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. Activate this ability only if there are 4 more creature cards in your graveyard. So that's pretty good. We could also just Bitter Revelations. Did we already play a land for the turn? I believe we have. So let's actually go with the Shadows of the Past for right now. And this way, if I can Reeve Soul one of his creatures that he plays next turn, hopefully, if it's got power 3 or less. And then I'll get the nice effect of the Shadows of the Past. And we're going to have 4 more creatures in our graveyard pretty soon, so getting this effect is going to likely... It'll likely happen that we'll be able to use that. And besides the Reef Soul, we also have the Fleshbag Marauder that we can use to kill any creatures he might play, though I typically use that for bigger creatures. Okay, so he's going to play a Bitter Revelation of his own. I'd like to see what he drops here. Give me some more inclination. Yes, sir. He's also playing a Golgari deck, but is quite clearly a different Golgari deck. Divine Breeder in there. He's got a, he dropped this, Course of Might, which is a creature pump up, as well as a land. Okay. So I think right now we're going to play the Bitter Revelation. I'd like to get a land and then something else. I want to make sure I'm staying on my curve here. Let's get a land. And do we want the Languish, the Perilous? I think Languish could just be a game winner. Fleshbag is also going to get rid of his stuff, though. This is kind of a tough call. Let's go with the Languish, though. This is going to actually get us our 4 creatures in our graveyard, which means starting next turn, whenever we want, we can trigger this bad boy. So he'll lose 2 life, I'll gain 2 life. And I can do that as much as I can afford it. That's the beautiful thing about it. And remember, anything that he's going to play, we can either kill with the Fleshbag, small things will die with the Reef Souls, larger things will possibly die with the Languish, depending. I think I'm going to have to save the Fleshbag for something huge, is really how it's going to work out. Now, 1/1. Discard an elf. Target creature gets -X/-X till end of turn. I should just let him play a few creatures and then just Languish. Like, I don't even need to touch that right now. That's no big deal. That's no big deal to me. I want to just let that live, and then once he comes out with more threatening stuff, I'll focus it. But right now, no, I'm all set. We got plenty of removal. So this is gonna be a completely different game from the first game in terms of what we're doing here. You know? Oh, can I not do this during his turn? I can. Okay. So there's another creature. I just want him to overextend. I want him to play as many of these small creatures as possible. Oh, this is like, it's like Languish heaven. One more, just play one more creature and I'll be super happy. That's what I want. That's what I want. All right, let's see if he does anything second main phase. That's a negatory before the end of his turn. Shadow of the Past. Tap those lands, baby. You lose 2 life, I gain 2 life. Sorry, bro, it just happens. There's anything you can do about it. You already tossed your Reclamation Sage. So that is sticking around. We are kind of... I'm just going to wait some more. I don't need to do anything yet. Yeah, we're just going to wait a little bit more. Can he trigger that twice? He can if he leaves all his lands untapped. But I don't think we're going to do anything this turn. I think we're just going to keep on passing it. And we're going to get maximum value out of Languish. What's going to happen this turn is he's going to deal 1 damage to me. No, he can pump up, so he could do more. I so desperately want him to commit more to the board. So desperately. So he might actually exile some elves to pump up his dudes. So we could actually take a little bit of a beating this turn. Maybe I should just Languish. One more creature. Honestly, if he plays one more creature, I'll be so satisfied. Okay, so he is going to go ahead and do this. He's going to exile some elves to pump this guy up, and he can do that twice. And it looks like he's going to. All right, so I need to kill those. I was hoping he would commit more. He has decided not to, so I need to kill those. Well. Took a lot of damage as a result of... Took a lot of damage because I was greedy. Why didn't that go? What the hell? Why didn't that trigger? I clicked on that and everything. I don't know if you guys saw, but I definitely clicked on that. That is baffling to me, to be honest with you. That is very frustrating. I should be 2 life. I should be 2 life more. I should have 2 life more. That is very, very frustrating. We're gonna go ahead and play the Perilous here. I'm not kidding. I'm quite upset right now that didn't resolve. I 100% clicked on the effect. If I lose because of that 2-life swing, 2 life to me, 2 life to him, there's gonna be hell to pay. Whenever you cast an L spell, you may put a 1/1 green warrior creature token on. So we still have the other Languish. I think I'm just gonna Reef Soul that dude though. Yeah, let's just Reef Soul him. So we can destroy a creature with power 3 or less. I can't stand this. I can't stand that happened. There will be hell to pay. Okay, let's go ahead and swing him for 1. There will be hell to pay. I gotta... Okay, stop talking about it. You're fixating on this one little thing. Get over it, Dennis. What is wrong with you? Why is your brain working this way? And I'm gonna make sure that... I mean, there's nothing I can do in response to what he's doing anyway, so I might as well just freaking trigger this thing as soon as possible. Pause, please go through this time, you son of a... Okay, so he loses 2, we gain 2. And right now I'm actually feeling pretty confident about this match. I was a little concerned for a while, but do we want a Gravedigger for anything? Not really. I mean, this game's just gonna drag on, but there's nothing of super value. I'd rather save it for if he kills one of my planeswalkers before they trigger some garbage like that, you know what I mean? So I'm just gonna rely on the Shadow of the Past, as well as my Perilous Bro swing into his face, and I think we might just win the game with that. Anything that he plays is gonna die. We've got 2 Flesh Bags, a Reef Soul, and a Languish. Like, he is screwed. No matter what he plays, he is screwed. It is going to die. Sorry, bro. Nice to know ya. Is he even doing anything this turn? Doesn't look like it. Go ahead and trigger this bad boy. He loses 2, we gain 2. This card is sick, man. Super effective. We play the Elvish Visionary, draw a card. Let's see what we draw into here. Anything worth playing? Evolutionary Leap, that is a yes to is it worth playing? That is a yes, that is a hell yes. Let's move into combat phase. I'm not gonna be trying to play anything this turn, but before the end of next turn, I could Evolutionary Leap, sacrifice probably the card draw dude, and then try to see if we can pull into one of our planeswalkers. Although at this point it's probably overkill. As I mentioned, I'm fairly confident we just win this. Intimidate, okay, it's fine. We can actually just kill that right now, and I think I will. He's got nothing else going, I'm guessing. He does not, okay. So we're gonna Evolutionary Leap. We're gonna sacrifice our 1/2. We're gonna kill his 3/2 Intimidate. We get to scry 1. He's gonna Might it. Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna kill it another way next turn. We get the Woodland Bellower. We're gonna keep that on the top, baby. And that's gonna trigger the Evolutionary Leap, which will pull the Woodland Bellower right away, because that is the top card. And do we even need to kill that? Oh my goodness, we got so many choices here. Why don't we Liliana? Yeah, forget the Woodland Bellower. We're gonna Liliana, and then flip Liliana right away with a Fleshbag Marauder. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna play Liliana. Comes into play, and then we don't even have to Fleshbag Marauder. That's the hilarious part. That is the most hilarious part. We don't even have to Fleshbag Marauder, but I'm gonna do it anyways, because I actually want my creature to die. And I guess I'll sacrifice Fleshbag. I can hit him with Elvish Visionary now. That's fine. Sacrifice Fleshbag. Don't want that. Put it at the bottom. Don't want that. Put it at the bottom. That's gonna trigger Liliana. Liliana comes back. We activate her ability. Each player discards a card. We are going to discard, let's just discard our Languish, because we won't need it at this point. He is not gonna have a massive creatures in play. He is just gonna die, in fact. And then we can go ahead and move into combat phase. I will swing for 1. Bringing him down to 8. You know, again, as I mentioned in the past, you can't stop people from leaving. It's just gonna happen, especially when they're getting worked. It's just how it is, unfortunately. People will just leave the game. Okay, do I want to Evolutionary Leap? It's a 3/3. We can just kill that. And Woodland Bellower. Can we do both, actually? 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. Yeah, we can do both. All right, so let's go ahead and play the Woodland Bellower. Comes into play with search our library for a creature with 3 or less, and then get to just drop that bad boy right into play. I guess we'll just do the Evolutionary for the card draw. So it's going to come into play. Boop. That's going to trigger a card draw. We could trigger another Elvish Visionary, but we aren't going to play other Elvish Visionary. We're going to kill his one creature here. Okay, let's put that at the bottom. And we're also going to get the each player discards a card. No effect for him, but for us, let's get rid of Visionary. And then we'll go ahead. I just wanted to get her tokens up, basically. Actually, I could bring a creature back now. Well, we win next turn anyways. But you can use Liliana's second effect to pull a creature back. Creature card from cover man causes extra less from my graveyard to the battlefield. So, but that's unnecessary. The Woodland Bellower is going to win the game for us next turn. Unless he's got removal for right now. He does not. He Reclamation Sages. With that, he kills this bro. And he could block the 6/5 in theory. However, in actuality, little does he know, that will not happen due to the lovely Fleshbag Marauder. We will sacrifice a 1/1. He will be forced to sacrifice his one creature. We will move into combat phase, and that's a clean sweep. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Friday Night Magic. I'll see you next week in the Golgari Walkers deck by Hakeem. Check out his channel. Have a great week, guys. I'll see you later.